Yeah. So, Denevo sucks. I mean, they just yeah, your game. You want your game to go online and do all that shit? People figured it out.
Or too concerned about either of these things. Only a few seconds of cutscenes and footage have been
Well,
censored, and
pirates have to buy the game to crack it, don't they? Someone has to buy it. You know, someone has to buy this thing to make sure to crack it and give it to the world. But just saying, someone had to buy it. Some pirate, had to buy it or give it to them, all that stuff. There's a lot of pirates out there. We can all know their name if you know them. I'm not gonna say any names, but you probably know who they are. But they're not pirates. They're not evil motherfuckers. They want to go like, yeah. No, they want you to support the game devs if you like the fucking game. I'm not saying that I would know anything, but you ever pirate a game? There's a little thing in there that says, if you like the game, buy it. Almost every pirated game says that. Just not saying I would know.
You know me.
Yeah,
You saw the pictures.
yeah. I do love pirate anime. I love pirate anime. Yo ho 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 ho. Yo ho 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 ho. Love pirate anime. Great. But, pirates are not there to go, "Mwah-ha-ha-ha, fuck the developers. Mwah-ha-ha-ha. These developers are assholes. Mwah-ha-ha." No, just the people who play them are scummy
Pokemon.
assholes. Yeah, just the people that play it are scummy assholes.
a lot of things claimed about Denufo aren't actually true. A very vocal and hostile minority is starting to boycott the game for the flimsiest of reasons.
I love that people are just
Let's
saying that it's
finish.
not
I
true
am. I'm
because
playing it.
people who actually bring up the issues of
Wanted to say
Denofo
that
just
point.
got banned. Hello, wake up! And by the way, two sides of the argument have been absolute jackasses, so don't pretend that you're the only innocent party here.
Normally, this wouldn't be that much of a cause for concern, seeing how this initial wave of anger will gradually dissipate, and the upcoming demo will allow for many new topics of discussion. But unfortunately, Caldean got swept about this. After several days of being showered with insults for defending the censorship and the possibility of Denefo being used, he spontaneously decided to cancel his plans to mod Tales of Berseria and announced that he's abandoning PC gaming as a whole so that he doesn't have to put up with such awful people anymore. He even made his profile private and deleted all of his mod-related guides.
Okay, two problems with that argument. One, you defended censorship. Two, you defended Denefo. If you cannot see why people are angry because of those things, maybe you should listen instead of burying your head in the sand. And like I said in the last video, I'm not gonna ask people to boycott on things. I will leave the boycott decisions entirely up to individuals. I'm just gonna say this. Tales of Berseria has one of the scenes censored from the game, and the game is gonna be filled with Denefo. My fellow
Great.
viewers, make your own decision. Now,
Buy
the
it on
modder
PlayStation.
Caldean, this is a decision that he made, and for that,
will
I
be
can
hacked in,
totally
like, 4
respect
seconds.
it. However, I can also criticize it, and I think that this decision was completely unfounded. I'm still baffled on his reasonings and his justifications on quitting the modding scene thanks to the toxic communities. I mean, that term, toxic communities, I really don't trust that. The way people use it, it's just a way to smear other people who bring in legitimate criticisms. And seeing how people got banned for criticizing Denofo on Steam, I guess it's safe to say that this toxic community is probably just a lie. I still don't know the measure of how toxic the community can be when in regards to this topic. That's the thing that I find baffling when people complain about toxic communities. They don't always have any sorts of proofs or evidences or how toxic the community is. But one user brought up the point that this defensive mentality is thanks to some of the fans wanting to get the game so much, to the point where they will defend censorship because they will get the game anyway. Which basically means, I don't care if I get an inferior version than the Japanese one, at least I can get the game. Well, scratch that on the censorship apologist bingo. What else to scratch here? Oh yeah.
Hi, kids. So yeah, well, if you're splaying on YouTube, I'm not. Well, we could definitely do that, but Yeah, we could do that. Actually, give me a second.
Yes, they barely changed anything.
Yeah, we can actually
They
do
also
that.
argued
Give me a
that
second.
it isn't so important to you. They worried that they won't make any sequels
Actually,
too.
let's do
So let's
that.
scratch
I'll-
that.
I'll do
Oh,
that in a
and
second.
let's not forget the actual
After this
reason why
match.
this entire thing
So it's not a
banned.
bad idea.
All right, there we go.
Banned
Yes,
from the
it's just that
forums.
one scene. That's the problem. That's the problem with ESRB and game ratings nowadays. They will look at specific scenes that people will generally ignore, and they will base their ratings entirely on that scene alone. At least with Criminal Girls 2 censorship, the entire game is all about pleasing lolies, and I can see why people will get triggered by that. Even though they shouldn't, it's freaking
Hey, lollipops are great. I don't know why people are so hateful of lollipops. We have blow pops, Tootsie Pops, those big ceramic ones that you get from the zoo. Those are great. Love. Oh, he's talking about anime lollipops. Totally different thing.
fictional, but it's just that one scene for Tales of Berseria. The question, why are you so bothered with that one scene, should not be directed to the gamers that are concerned by it, but to the ratings boards and ESRB, because they got so fed up with this one scene. Oh, the entire game is about your typical Tale games of killing people en masse, but that one scene, that will cause the next Columbine. We should stop that before anything happens.
It's
It's the
Columbine.
inherent paranoia going on with the ESRB and the game ratings nowadays that make me want to question whether or not they're actually in touch with reality.
They're not. They never
Or-
was.
It was the English publishers of Bandai Namco that got triggered and they blamed the ESRB.
They never
Seriously,
were
the
in
ESRB has
touch.
gotten serious flags for the past couple of years, and not one person stopped for a moment and think, wait a second, all of these blames to ESRB, they were directed by the Western publishers. But the ESRB is being held by the guy who owned the GTA series. That, and I've yet to hear anyone from ESRB stepped out and said, this game triggered me. What I have heard is people's own localization
not
team coming
their-
out and say, I
that's
don't
not their-
translate games even though it's my job.
That's not
Defend
their-
the game's garbage localization team
I
of a
don't
company
think
they
you-
used to work with.
I don't
and
think that's
attacking
possible
other
to
game
kill anyone
developers
with
for
a
basically having
sword.
their games
I don't
uncensored.
think that's something they can do.
Could it be that Bandai Namco lied about this entire thing and just pinned the blame on the ESRB?
Yes.
If they don't have sukiyaki, then our theory is as bogus as Scientology.
Tinfoils aside, let's talk about this toxic community. I always maintain the position that you can't control
Toxic
over what people
community.
do inside a particular community, and I still maintain that position dearly. You just can't. Assholes are gonna be assholes. There are always gonna be people who are going to be absolute assholes.
but they have to be
Assholes
our
are like the sun.
assholes.
You can keep on complaining of how the sun rises, but the sun will still rise anyway.
But they still
the most
complain
important thing
about
is how
that.
you deal with it. And going back to the modder, him living this
Fuck yeah,
entire
they're gonna
thing,
still complain about
and
it.
that's his decision. Whatever his decisions are, I'm not going to infringe on his
course
rights to
they
make
are.
it because that's his way of dealing with, on his point of view, the toxic community. This still raises the debate of whether or not this censorship is something that is a major
Yeah.
turn-off for most of you, or just a thing that you will ignore regardless because you want to buy the game. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments down below. And for a final note to Bandai Namco, leave the PC version uncensored, please.
Yep.
Steam does not give a damn about ratings, and for the record, digital copies have sold better than their console counterparts. You might be losing your console audiences, but at least you have the PC crowd. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more if you wish. You can support me on Patreon, and thanks for watching.
Those filthy pirates cooking Donovo. How dare you? You people understand that's a racket? Donovo sucks. Also, hackers are gonna hack anyway. They just will. My hackers are gonna hack. Hacker's gonna hack. Yeah, I love Apple Ben. I know, Mike brought Apple Ben, but he makes really good points. But my point is, this censorship shit's been going on for a while. It just has been. It just... censorship is
I don't-
censorship, man.
Oh, because of one scene?
Well, there's far worse. There's far worse things in censorship than we can go into. You know, Xenoblade X for the Wii U. You know, which is a far better game in Japan than it is here. I mean, not gameplay wise, but you can have bikinis. You can You know, there's better things in it. You know, that's straight up censorship. You know.
Why can't I never play a robot? How about that? I'd like to
Right.
play a robot or
Yeah.
or beast.
Yeah, or Beast or any of that stuff. Like that's straight up censorship. That Pokemon had straight up censorship. You know, the games itself. You know, not to go back to Pokemon, but it's just one of those things you look at and you're like, these games have rampant censorship in it. You know, like Nintendo's been censoring games for a while. They're the kings of censorship. They really are. You know,
The Disney.
they are the kings of censorship. They're the reigning king. If any, you know, let it be known that probably if it's a Nintendo game, it probably got censored somewhere. You know, they probably censored it in some way. You know. You know, like, look at this game that I'm playing right now, Splatoon. There's no white ink. There's no black ink. There's not even
Wow.
tan ink. Just saying. But you know, I'm sure they would still argue about like, oh, just people are being assholes and they don't know.
Or imagine it's going to be or imagine it's would be modded. Oh.
I have no problems with modding. I don't know why game companies want. Just let that's the thing, right? I get the DRM thing, I really do, but you know what DRM for PC gaming is? It's literally challenge accepted. You know what I mean? DRM for your PC game is literally challenge accepted. There is no other way of me saying that. It is literally... It is challenge accepted. It might... Clef go like, that's you don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm saying right here. So there's that. So
We gotta get through that razor.
we'll get to Razor Fist, but before we do that, as long as we're on the Nintendo kick, because we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Fallon debuts the Nintendo
What?
Switch, and Reggie Fils-Aimé has an iPhone.
That's the coolest new Nintendo stuff.
I bet they had.
Today
I
they're doing
bet
the new
up to now
mobile
he had an
game,
Android.
Super
Now he has an
Mario
iPhone.
Run. Tell us a little bit about
I
this.
bet.
Absolutely. And look,
Clef, who wants to take a bet that he had an Android phone, a Samsung, and then the minute Tim Cook came in there, gave him an iPhone 7, he said, "All right, thank you, motherfucker."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I bet Nintendo went like, "All right, throw out these Microsoft bullshit." Oh, this is great. We'll commentate on it.
thanks for having us. We know you love to have us on the show. That's why we work so hard.
We love
bring
to
the
have you
latest
on
and
the
greatest
show.
things from
Reggie,
Nintendo,
my body is
Super
ready.
Mario Run,
May.
Our
this,
bodies are always ready
Mario
for Reggie
is our
Fils-Aimé.
most iconic character. Absolutely. And for the very first time, we're bringing Mario to mobile devices, to the iPad and to the iPhone with Super Mario Run. And you're going to get to play.
And they backed it with Nintendo fanboys. How nice of them.
There it is there.
So there are three main modes to the game. And the first is called the World Tour. That's what you're going to get to play.
World
we're,
Tour.
We're showing off
Just
the-
like Tony
the,
Hawk.
Toad Rally. That's where you get to play against other people. Kingdom Builder is
Kingdom
where you get to
Builder.
build your own Mario Kingdom on your iOS device.
All right, so that's
Great.
I'm already on the.
I have an
pre-order
iOS device.
list
Does that
for-
mean it would
for
Kingdom
this-
Build
for
on
this.
You're
that?
on the notification
I
list.
already am on the. I mean, that much of a geek. I'm freaking out. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
going to be great.
I'm
Now, look,
freaking out. Yeah.
Before we get started, we've got a special guest here in the audience. Here to cheer you on, we have the creator of Donkey Kong, The Legend of Zelda, and Mario himself, Mr. Shigeru Miyamoto.
I love how everyone's like, "Woo! Go Shuggy!" I don't even know who Shuggy is, but go Shuggy!
And I bet it's gonna be freemium.
Just saying, I love how they go like,
It's gonna freemium the hell out of it.
I want to know how they got him. I wonder how they just go like, hey, dude, go into the
No
audience.
pressure there. He's gonna watch me play Super Mario Run. Okay, good.
So you're ready to run.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's
So
see.
you're
Yeah.
ready to
Don't
run.
be nervous.
So I'm gonna hand you.
Now you can play this game with one hand. You don't
You
need
play
to.
it with one hand.
Yeah,
I
which is
mean,
good.
so you.
Because, you know, that's something new for iOS games, playing it with one hand.
As always.
I know what to do with the other hand.
And if you're really
Way to
good, I'll try
fake
to
it all out,
get you
Jimmy.
so we can get the invincibility started.
That's your time. That's
Live.
Shinji.
It's a live audience. I don't know if you can spank it out,
That's the
dude.
start,
Yep.
and you're running.
All right, here we go. Running. I got the. Very good.
So jump and get all of the coins.
Oh, right, good. Ooh, yeah. Ah, ah.
They're excited.
That's it. Now get the special coin. Oh! Get it! Get it!
I never seen a bunch of groups so excited in their lives to see a dude play a mobile game.
Yeah! You know what I'm
Love the
talking
music,
about.
though.
That's what I'm talking about. Reggie Fils-Aimé.
That's it.
Miyamoto,
We
you
need
want
Jimmy
it?
Fallon to play more. He needs to play more video games. I love. He's like, Reggie Fils-Aimé, come on.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, good.
All right,
Now I
get
got
ready.
through.
So you're gonna see an arrow. Hit that arrow and jump. Jump!
Get that arrow and jump. Yes. Miyamoto's enjoying himself.
Dude, you have to create a character with
It's
the
on
arrow.
auto
That's gonna
one.
be like
I love it. He's enjoying this.
All right, this is so fun. All right, so I get this, get some.
You get all the coins.
Yeah, because dude,
So
this
keep
is
going. Keep going.
this is so much fun. I'm gonna be so addicted to this. It's crazy.
It's so much fun. I'm going to be addicted to
Stay
this.
away from the
Watch
piranhas.
Watch
Yeah.
out for the piranhas. Ah, got it.
Ah!
That's all right. Keep going. All right, the last part. This is the easy part. You got this.
Wait, why am I?
You
going
got
the opposite
this.
Now keep going forward. Go forward and jump off there. There you go.
It actually does look like a well-made
Jump,
game,
big
though.
jump.
Am I wrong on that? It does actually look like a really good, well-made thing.
7 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
I'm bummed out. I'm really embarrassed.
You got the invincibility
I'm
star.
Shigeru Miyamoto. What do you think of my performance?
It sucked.
Oh, Mario Maker's coming to the DDS.
7. He was being nice. He's being
Yeah, it already has come
Thank
to
you
the
so
3DS.
much.
It's
So Super Mario 1.
they
Yes.
fucked up on it. I'll talk about that later.
My heart is beating. That's so fun.
He's like, yeah, you did fine.
Thursday,
I don't know. Can
you
Shuggy
go
do better?
to an Apple store, and you will be able to participate in a demo available across the world in Apple stores beginning this Thursday.
They're gonna free him the hell out of it.
Apple stores.
Super
That's
Mario
not something you
Run.
buy
Thank
Nintendo.
you for giving me this to try out. I really, really appreciate this. It's always good.
He said Apple Store, right?
We know you're such a big fan. You're such a great gamer. You love to
Why does
challenge
the
us
Switch
to
look
bring
like
you the
something that
latest
doesn't
and
look
greatest
like it's-
surprises?
how
We
come it's
have
not silver?
One more surprise.
Okay, it is black.
So can we get a drum roll?
Sure.
So one last surprise. This is it. Jimmy, are you ready?
He ain't gonna give him Super Mario 1.
Yeah. This is not the
This
Switch.
is the Nintendo Switch.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like how the audience knows what the hell it is.
Oh, I'm geeking out. I'm geeking out right now.
So this is
I thought it was an NES Classic. You sure can't find those things.
launching next March.
No, yeah. Next March, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to be sharing more information on January 12th.
Yeah.
But before then,
We're gonna show a lot of it on January 12th, but before this, we're gonna show you
here
some
for the
shit.
First time ever on TV, you're going to get to play a little bit of the Nintendo Switch.
This is what I'm talking about.
See, everyone's excited for him. They're like, woo! Like, he gets to play it, not us.
You'll see why it's called the Switch. I've watched the commercial online probably a million
Only
times.
once.
Yeah, I'm
So-
geeking out.
So, guess
Are
what
you
game
sure
we're
you're
gonna play?
geeking out? I'm not sure.
The new Zelda.
So, for
is
the
a-
first time
Oh, I think they always liked Apple, but now they can show their love in public. Now, Clef.
The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Now they can show their heart on for Apple in public now.
All right, wow, show me, what do I do? What do I do?
So, let me.
Remember, the DS Lite was ceramic. White. It looked like a Mac.
So this is Link. So
Yes.
this is Legend of Zelda:
No, this is the
Breath
biggest
of the
world.
Wild.
Yeah, this is the biggest world.
So
yeah.
just look at how big this world is.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's massive.
No, I've seen
It's
this.
absolutely
It's
massive.
massive.
And what's neat about this is anywhere that you see, you can get to.
I know.
Yeah, it's just like Skyrim.
Because growing up outside of Kyoto, Japan, you would actually travel and walk around and have adventures. And you want to make a video game where you could
Oh,
kind of
you're
have adventures.
totally
and
right.
Things and streams.
You're totally right, Jimmy Fallon. I can't
So,
believe you know that.
You know all about it.
I do.
You know
I
all
love.
about it.
I'm really a big fan.
So, what's neat
Oh,
about this game
you
is
fake
you could play
ass
this
motherfucker.
game any
It's
way
great.
you want. I could climb down. and
I love
down
how they
here we
keep
have
pointing to
more,
Shigeru Miyamoto like
you
he
can
like
take
it
on.
from
Yeah,
approval.
not look good.
They don't look good.
Like
but you know what?
he's like Reggie,
I'm
if you
gonna
fuck
let
this up, I'll
Boulder
fire
do
you.
all the work.
And Reggie is
Yeah,
balding.
boom.
No,
There you
Reggie's
go.
great.
That's how
He
you
didn't
do
fuck
it,
this up.
Reggie.
That's not the point.
No,
And I know
he's
that
balding.
they're cooking meat.
Well,
You use that for
you're
meat.
right. He is balding.
I read about
You use
this.
the meat for life.
You're right. I didn't
And,
see that.
It's a phenomenal.
He
game.
needs to join the hair club
And,
for men.
We're gonna bring you over here to take on these macabre.
Okay. Give it to me. Let me do it.
I think Reggie always liked the Pro Controller.
Now,
Let me at him.
here's the thing, right? So, if you're playing at home,
Yeah.
and you get to the spot and you're ready to go into a major battle, but you have to go to rehearsal, like any other gamer, you'd have to put the controller down.
Why we have
and,
to go to rehearsal?
come back to it later.
Yeah. Here's.
Why
This is the
rehearsal?
magic of Nintendo
Hi,
Switch. All you do,
Mom, it's time to go to rehearsal.
Take it
Go
out.
put on your Leah. What kind of gamer is
and
this?
now you're gaming
Rehearsal?
right on the system. This is
Rehearsal?
the Nintendo Switch.
Does he mean soccer practice? Is that what we call soccer practice now?
Is there
Rehearsal?
anything left on this thing that
So
like?
Yeah.
the machine is here.
We call soccer
Everything
practice
is here, the
rehearsal.
Games are here, and you can play it on your TV. You can take it on the
Oh
go.
no, I know everything about this thing because I know there's like these things you can remove these side things.
That's right.
There should be a kickstand.
He
on the
looks-
Or
back.
Correct.
go to the bathroom.
You know, I know Jimmy Fallon is
Pop
a
this out,
professional,
I pull out
but
these two controls, I give
And
one
we
to
can
you,
play?
and we
he
play two
doesn't
games.
seem
Exactly.
very
This thing
professional.
is-
That's not
It's
that's
three
not a nick.
controls in one console.
That's not a knack again. It that makes it look more.
Am I going the
He's
right way?
he's
Go the right way,
nervous.
you
I
wanna
can
go
understand
up
that, but
the hill that we saw
you know,
earlier.
he looks like
Go
he
after
looks
the
like an
macabre.
autistic child that
yeah.
just
Sorry,
that
I don't
just
know where the
basically
hill- I think I see him
spin a
up there.
top, and I could
Right,
understand that too. Don't
So
get me
you-
wrong.
you-
If I
you
have
want
right
your
next to a
sword?
Nintendo Switch, I would be
And
freaking
then
out too.
You better take them on.
It
and
looks
swing away.
secure.
It does look. It is secure. It's secure to the. Well, not that, but it was.
How do you? Isn't there like a shield slide?
Yeah,
I mean, you
off of
should be
that, you can
fanboying.
pull
I
out
mean,
your
Jimmy
shield
Fallon's the
slide.
only other person outside of Nintendo that got to touch this thing.
Yeah,
So now
shield
you're
slide.
sliding.
Yeah, I
You're
know all
sliding on
about
your
this.
shield.
Dude, I am freaking out. This is
And
a
actually
game
playing
changer.
Breath of the
Thank you so
Wild
much.
on the Switch.
Reggie,
Everyone else got to play it on the Wii U, remind you.
Every kid, every human, every person will be playing with this come March. I'm so excited. And thank you for always bringing us the coolest new
Absolutely.
stuff. We always love playing it. You know how much I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
but this was more of a. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I think it's cool to see. You know. Great segment. I think he's gonna autoplay the next segment of Miyamoto playing the Super Mario Brothers theme, which that was a good theme too. Basically, him and yeah, there it is. And there goes our copyright.
You been copyrighted?
Well, anytime you play anything that's Nintendo music, they will copyright it. But we're not putting this on YouTube. It's a podcast, so I'm not going to be worried about that.
Aye.
Well, Jeff and Kojima was like it was like he was talking about
On
his
to Racer.
yeah, on to Razor just in a second. So it was like he was talking about his boyfriend. His boyfriend, that is Hideo Kojima. I mean, Miyamoto can freaking play guitar. I mean, we forget that Miyamoto can actually, he's well versed in music. We forget this.
And
My puppet body is ready. Also, I must work extra hours to afford a Switch. If this was Sony, they would say work 14 more hours to own a Switch. But that's okay. I mean, the man created Zelda, Mario, that Mario Run game that every snowflake's gonna like now. I mean, they're gonna freaking love it. I mean, everyone's gonna go like, "Oh, this is a great Mario game." Yes. I'm glad you're enjoying your snowflake game. glad you're enjoying your Mario game. It is quite. I am so glad you're enjoying the Snowflake game. It is definitely one of the best. Thank you. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch does look really nice. I'm glad they demoed it. I mean, it looks very far along. I know people are going to sit here and go like, well, duh, it's far along. No, when I mean it's far along, I'm surprised that Zelda is running on it. It looked very smooth. Zelda looks, it Zelda looks very smooth. It's a very smooth looking, and I thought it looked really amazing. Am I wrong on that? You can quote me on that. Not being a fanboy or anything, but I looked at that and went like, that's running on a portable ARM chips and all that stuff. It's like it's running on ARM chips and a custom CPU. I went like, that looks really good. Like I was sitting here, I went like, that looks really, 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 really good.
Uh,
All right.
uh, uh,
No, yeah. I mean, the textures in it are very, very detailed for a console that I thought wasn't going to be looking that detailed, but it does look very detailed. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It looked really good for a game that I know this game's
oh,
coming out.
right. Did you get a chance to see any uh event status feed?
I haven't watched any of his videos. I know most of the people I watch are Eagles fans, and they're all like sad because the
How
Eagles are.
about his gaming feed?
I need to look at his gaming vids. I haven't spent time with event status. Did
He
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 rip?
put up a new he put up a new sign to make sure that separate the two.
I think I have to resubscribe to him. I think YouTube unsubscribed me to him. You're like
If that's the case, put it on notice.
yeah. I think you know like I like come to think of it. I don't think I've seen a an event status thing in my feed. You know what I
You,
mean?
you see that little bell on
Yeah.
on the subscribe?
Hmm. But I don't think I've seen an event status video on my feed in a while, and I know I didn't unsubscribe to him. You know, it's not like I unsubscribe to him, but sometimes if you don't click on a video so long, they unsubscribe you to it. You know, even though you're watching content, they will unsubscribe you from it, which is insane. Like, really think about it. They will unsubscribe you to something if you don't watch it. It's like, oh, you didn't watch this in 6 months? We're going to unsubscribe you now. I'm like, my account is active. I mean, I'm on it every hour of every day, but you're going to... But I'm unactive? What? It's just one of those dumb things I look at and I go like, what the fuck are they thinking? But yeah, I'll go resubscribe to him. But yeah, we'll get to the Razor Fist just in a second. I just wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch. It's looking really nice. It's looking the graphics in it, Clef, I have to say. The games itself are coming together, man.
So, that tells me it can play some third-party games.
Yeah, it can play third-party games. It can play, you know, I'm a little surprised the way they demoed it. You know, like Breath of the Wild looks like on it because this is the first time I think we've seen Breath of the Wild running on a Switch. I mean, all the footage we had up until now was running on Wii U. You know, like that's a big deal. I don't want to sit here and go like Jimmy Fallon was fanboying and all that stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
he legitly looked nervous. Like, am I wrong on that? He legitly looked nervous. Like
He always Jimmy Fallon himself to Jimmy Fallon
yeah.
or I call him.
I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Legitly looking nervous is fine. You know that makes the you know what it looks like. You know, like he's he's like, oh man, if I fuck this up, this is gonna be bad. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like it shows that he knows that the magnitude of this is yeah. He's probably, well, you know, the man's on TV, but you know, you also have the big Kahuna Reggie, and you have the Switch, and you have all this stuff, and all the gamers that, you know, probably wasn't watching it that night, you know. Like, I remember seeing that tweet going like, watch Jimmy Fallon, you know, tonight for the upcoming Switch, you know, for Switch stuff, and this is the first time we actually seen it. You know, people forget we saw that video and all that stuff. We actually never seen it up in, like, in the wild like that. Well, in the wild of that video, but you know what I mean. Like, we actually never seen the damn thing, and it, you know, actually seeing it and go like, oh, it's a thing. Like, I know people like, duh, it's a thing, but it's not a unicorn. What I'm saying is, it's an actual. Oh, they made versions of these. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. But yeah. Yeah, like that's the context that I'm trying to say here. Like, you know, that's, you know, no one else had that kind of access, you know, like IGN would kill for something like that, you know? Any YouTuber would probably fuck it up and probably just go like, I had me a motel, go fuck yourself. Yeah, so that kind of stuff, so. Yeah, some of these people can be very big cunts. Yeah, okay, so time for the Razor Fisties.
You almost have to hand it to the media. I'm not sure if I were in the same position, having had my cherished beliefs jungled on a cold
how
marble
Trump
floor
happened.
of the
Well,
entire
we know how it
nation to
happened.
see just 1 month ago, that I'd have the heaving pendulum
Still
balls
haven't
to
learned
continue claiming the
anything,
same
haven't
vacuous
they?
dogma
No, they
that
never
already
learned a
led
damn
me
thing.
astray, but here we are, 30-ish days into the Trumpocalypse, and it's not MSNBC, it's not ABC, why, it's not even Dan Blather's disinformation discotheque at CBS that can't seem to nut up and fly right. It's CNN, the dog shit du jour, Islamic fucking in...
Yeah, I you know, like I said, it is CNN that got, I'm not saying CNN got him elected, that's not the point either, but it's definitely CNN. CNN, I love how Donald Trump goes like, oh, the Clinton News Network, oh, CNN, totally, you know, and then they just sit there being dumb like, Donald Trump said fuck the media, and then they cover him. Great job, assholes. Donald Trump says we're a bunch of assholes. We don't think we're a bunch of assholes. Don't you just love the media? Like, if I become president, can I just insult MSNBC and they just go like, MSNBC doesn't condone the words coming from the president. I'm like, yeah, you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes. You guys are jackasses. I hate all of you except for Rachel Maddow. She's cool. Joe Scarborough can go fuck himself. That other person you got next to him, they can go fuck themselves too. And they'll go like, the president said we can go fuck ourselves. I mean, we're not happy about it. I'm like, but you're covering it. You know, wouldn't anyone else go like, oh, this guy just told us to go fuck ourselves? Well, they're gonna cover us. Oh, media, you are definitely the dog wagging the tail.
internment camps.
Yep.
Donald Trump's tough talk.
As
Make a
business
dark
as
moment in
usual.
history a reality again.
It was because
Well,
we
it's
were
CNN that's covering
Japanese.
Trump. It was
We
like
had the
Trump said
Japanese
this.
Ancestry. That was your
Trump
crime.
said that.
Yes, that was our crime. It took away our freedom. Is what it
And
did.
got him in the White House. Ha ha.
Crooked Hillary, all that stuff, you know.
Let's fucking do this.
Media. What
They're
am
shit.
I gonna goddamn do with you apart from continue to not fucking watch? To say the media have learned nothing from the MAGA murder storm that swept through their cloistered fuckwad foundries election night
they
is
kind of made
front
this
and
happen.
merely ignorant. Whatever your politics, left, right, center, or sideways, we need to come.
Can I say something else about fake news? Mike, sorry for pausing it again. Here, you want to hear my problem with the fake news problem that people are now on a rampage about? My problem is, remember death panels? Remember all that shit back in the day where they would say, "Oh, they're gonna kill grandma," you know, hands off my Medicare, and Fox News would say shit like that, and you know, CNN would go like, "Yeah, the government's going to kill grandma." I'm like, well, That's not fake news. That's bullshit news. But you know, like don't just sit here and say, you know.
Waven. I barely can hear Waven. Let her know you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it up just in a second.
Come to an agreement about one immutable fact here and now. The
There you
media
go.
didn't merely get
All
it wrong. They attempted to will their desiccated candidate into office, and they
Oh, they
failed
willed it all
with
right.
flying colors. Watch it if you must. I certainly do.
Actually, can I say something else? They wanted to will Hillary Clinton to office. I didn't think they wanted to will Hillary Clinton to office. I honestly do not think that at all. Like, people like, if the media wanted to will Hillary Clinton to office, they would never given Donald Trump the biggest microphone in the world when he spoke. Like, literally, every time Donald Trump spoke somewhere, they were like, Donald Trump said this, Donald Trump said that. And then, you know, if they, you know, that Hillary Clinton pneumonia thing, remember that whole thing where she had pneumonia and she had walking pneumonia and everyone's like, she's too sick to be president. And they just basically just brushed it under the you know, that kind of thing. It's like, grab him by the pussy. That's all I have to say about that.
For my distilled daily dose of schadenfreude, but never fool yourself about what cable news media truly is. Don't believe me?
Shit.
Watch some pre-election clips of The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell.
Yes,
Now,
please
you
do.
may have noticed that I have not yet included Donald Trump in our coverage of the Republican presidential campaign this season, and that is because he is obviously never going to be president. He is obviously never going to be the Republican nominee for president, and
I agree.
He is obviously never going to be a candidate for president.
Yeah, you'd see a tighter grip on reality watching Chris Chan practicing his pronouns in a funhouse
He will be
mirror.
president.
And as baffling as this
He
is
would
going to
win.
sound, given everything from Rachel Manjaw to their loopy lean
Rachel Manjaw. All right, sorry for pausing it again, but you know what my other problem is with the media is them half-handedly going like Donald Trump will never be president. This is why Bernie Sanders. This is why we're here, because CNN and Fox News took him seriously, MSNBC didn't, and they basically jammed their own assholes up their own ass. You know, if they really cared about things, they would go with Bernie Sanders, but of course not. They were like Hillary Clinton. Also, if they wanted Hillary Clinton to win so badly, all the fake news and all that stuff, people need to hear real news. I mean, now we're all festered in the fake news because you guys are not doing your job. Because fake news is now real news. Congratulations. Also, now that Ben Carson's now home of the urban HUD development, I hope he installs these Super Smash Brothers places so when people go get vouchers for their public housing, they have to face me and Smash Brothers. Make it happen. Make it fucking happen. Or Splatoon. Make it fucking happen. You want public housing? You have to face me in Splatoon. You abled people that want your fancy computer and your Social Security, you have to face me in Smash Brothers for the win, you know? I'm sure that kid that was there in Best Buy, I'm sure he would kick everyone's ass. He'll be the first one to get public housing. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. And then if I win, I get to do the Pikachu dance. Because I just denied you a house. I am a prick, but that's the Republican way.
forward byline. If MSNBC is horseshit, CNN this election has been horseshit concentrate. Because post-election,
It's
Morning
horseshit.
Joe was actually able to confront some hard truths.
You completely ignored the world, the elite cluster that you don't know. Had a complete blind spot, and you wanted to keep it that way. It was much easier for you to stay in Manhattan and say, you know what, they're only voting for Trump because they're racist and bigots. There's no way he can win because they're all just racist and bigots. Well, if you really do believe that, then you believe that 50 million people in America are racist and bigots. And if you really do believe that, then I take pity on you.
I agree.
CNN, on the other hand, not so fucking much.
I mean, we've talked about everything but race tonight. We've talked about income. We've talked about class. We've talked
I
about
actually
region.
like
we
Van
haven't talked about
Jones.
race. This was a white lash.
I actually do like
This was
Van
a
Jones.
white lash against a changing
No,
country.
what
It was
did
a
he
white
do?
lash
What
against
did he
a
do?
black
Five,
president
bullshit.
in part.
For fuck's
What he
sake,
was
this is a
thinking,
network
horseshit
ostensibly committed to the
concentrate.
principle of
It-
reporting
CNN
news
is horseshit
and has on
concentrated.
innumerable occasions indulged in both rumor And
They're
outright
the
falsehood.
almond milk
Inaccurate
of
reporting,
fucking
I
news.
guess. It's a
news
fucking
country,
madhouse
you know.
out there, and the advent of the internet has turned
There
the muddy
totally
pool
are
of
the
information fucking opaque. But reporting the hands up, don't shoot Michael Brown mantra as if vetted fact before one iota of forensic
up,
evidence
don't
had yet
shoot.
been reviewed, forensic evidence which now categorically proves that
Damn!
explosion never took place.
We want you to know that our hearts are out there marching with them. Please tweet us your comments. Poppy Harlow is up next.
I mean, why draw the line there? At least have fun with it. Report a high noon shillelagh duel between a leprechaun and a Sasquatch
high noon
in rush hour
shillelagh duel.
traffic. Grab the bullshit brass ring, Citizen Kane.
People will think
what I tell them to think.
And let's be real about this.
Great.
You're not a news anchor. You're not even marginally qualified to rifle the remains of the Sudanese genocide. You're a failed underwear model with more porcelain in your mouth than on your bathroom floor.
Failed
and if
underwear
you burst
model.
into flame live on air, the resultant nationwide belly laugh would be your lone valuable contribution to this entire election cycle. No wonder you fucks were so keen on foisting the Obama nation on our hapless asses. From his shallow charisma to his pearly whites to the fact that he can't say his own fucking name without a teleprompter fastened to his forebrain, Obama was the correspondent-in-chief. And like any good anchor, right when it seemed clear he'd shit his Armani slacks, he was right there to say, but enough about my Nixonian corruption. Here's Al Gore with the weather. Is it any wonder when the British food hit the fan, it was always his subordinates committing seppuku because he was too goddamn busy posing in sunglasses like Sam Jackson and Shaft, or playing putt-putt with Pol Pot.
teleprompter.
And Fox News is no better, I've said it for years, but I have found myself defending Fox News, at least on the basis that they're the only network slanting their news in that particular direction.
Hey.
Look, I get that it's the
Fine by
blade
me.
of grass that bends against the wind that draws all the eyeballs, but that doesn't change that all the other grass is bending in the opposite. For how many years did Jon Stewart and The Daily Show painstakingly construct the fiction that Fox News were the only biased network on the airwaves?
Nope.
How many college-age cunthoods had their voting habits and worldview forever poisoned by what it's now clear was propaganda with a peppering of punchlines? And given that fact, is it any wonder universities have devolved into a hug box for the humanities, dispensing daffodils in lieu of diplomas? Gender studies isn't a degree, it's a poster, and its merits are nearly as fictitious as the media that spawned it. I'm Razor Fist. Godspeed.
I like posters.
Is it's not just the political class that increasingly is treated with contempt by the broader public across the West. Actually, the national broadcasters are becoming, and the rest of the media too, are being, I'm afraid, viewed in the same way. You are now on a par with the political class. How about that? It's not a great place to be, is it? I think in terms of immigration.
Oh, wait. That was the next video? I thought that was part of it. Oh, maybe it is part of it.
Daddy, they say they don't care about my women's studies degree.
God, no one cares about their fucking gender. Oh, wait. It is part of his. Okay.
All right, to the
I think there's still
countdown.
many of you covering this subject
Oh, it
in
is
the way
part
that
of this.
anyone
Yeah,
that
we'll get
dares
to
to
the
raise the
countdown just in a
issue
second.
somehow has
This is part of it.
I got the
malevolent
Christmas one.
intentions underneath. I think the coverage
I
of
didn't know
radical
this was
Islam
part of it.
is another area where you're completely losing touch with vast swathes of your own population. So I do think this industry needs to press the reset button. And finally, I have to say that on Trump, it wasn't just you that was wrong. Everybody was wrong. But I had a very good bet at 5-1, and I've enjoyed 2016, even if you haven't. You have got to change. Otherwise, you'll come back here in 5 years' time, and there'll be fewer of you. Thank you. I was quite polite. I wasn't done.
You know, you almost have to hand it to the media. I'm not sure if I were in the same position.
I'm just saying this, before we move on to the countdowns and all that stuff. Everything's bullshit. Everything. You know, everything's a lie. What is fact and what is fiction? Who fucking knows? You know the CIA. All right. So, Clef, I don't know if you know this story. You know, I got this from MSNBC, so fuck it. Here's the problem that I see. So, you know that the CIA, those smug motherfuckers, they the Russians did hack and give the people WikiLeaks and all that stuff and all that blah blah blah, right? They hacked in.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, I saw that. All
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
They're like, oh, WikiLeaks. Russia gave WikiLeaks all that shit. And I'm like, yes, they did. Yeah, I mean,
And
but here's my
the
thing.
rest
I'm
is
like,
history.
I mean, and then I'm listening to this, and they go like, oh, they get, they were trying to influence the election because of Trump. I'm like, yes. Why would they? Why, we didn't hear any Trump emails during the campaign. We didn't hear any of that going like, ha ha ha. We did grab him by the pussy, but that's one thing. But we didn't get anything else. Yes.
If you let them. Mm.
I mean, it's that kind of shit. And they're like, ooh, why would the. I'm like, we all know why. It's not the stupid. It's the dumbest. They're the dumbest. And then they go like, well, Trump's elected now. I'm like, yes. And I like that last guy said we're all to blame for this. Absolutely. Even if we elected Hillary, would it really be that much better?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I keep saying this, but if we elected Hillary Clinton, would it really be that much better? I mean, we have Linda McMahon going to go into the White House as a cabinet position. I mean, come on.
Oh, it must have been in
Come on.
Party Central.
Come on, people. That's funny as hell. Come on.
I can look at Fanny dancing to the street.
Seriously. That you gotta love it. I don't care who you are. You go like, Linda McMahon, so I qualified. I'm like, don't give a shit. That's kind of funny. I'm like, that's kind of awesome. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, Linda McMahon was the CEO of the WWE. I'm sure she would know how to run a public office. I mean, how hard can it be? If she really wanted something, she could just get Stone Cold to pour beer all over Vince McMahon's office. Hey, Stone Cold, would you like to come in and pour beer all over the office? Yes, I would. And then they'll come in one day and they go like, why is there beer all over my office? Yeah, you guys are assholes. Also, Ben Carson's is the HUD. Did I tell you Ben Carson's the HUD of urban development? He's in part of that thing of where they do lotteries to give people vouchers for poor people. Yeah, that Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson. I mean, come on, that's funny in itself too. That's kind of hilarious. I mean, it's gonna be. I always hate HUD anyway, so I'm really happy that he's heading it. So, see, I am half Republican. See, people are like, oh, you really don't like HUD? No, I hate fucking HUD. I really do. I hate everything they do. Clef, I don't understand a government agency that gives out people vouchers by lottery. The fuck is that? Hi, we opened up the Section 8 thing. Who does that? I mean, I swear my way's way better. Everyone gets to play Super Smash Brothers, and whoever wins gets a free house. That would save a lot of money. It's a video game. It's skill. And they get to face me, and I'm pretty beatable in Smash Brothers. I'm not that great at it, but come on. Come on. What's going to be hilarious is when all these people are unqualified and end up doing a better job than the career politicians. Yeah, Section 8 is bullshit. I mean, seriously, bullshit. And people are like, ooh. The only thing I really care about, and I'll be honest with you, don't fuck with my money. That's all I have to say about that. Don't fuck with my money. Like, I understand the Republicans right now have a bill to cut Social Security. Don't fuck with my money. I know Donald Trump said he ain't going to fuck with my money. That's one thing. But the Republicans sure do. I understand the Republican motto is fuck you. But the Democrats' motto is fuck me. Republicans, fuck you. Democrats, fuck me. Because they're a bunch of pity party. The Democrats are a bunch of sack of shits that sit there and pee in their own beds and all that shit and go like, I peed my bed. Yes, you did. You know, do you want a cookie? They're the, you know, the Democrats are like little girls. They pee in their own bed, and then they go like, Daddy, I had an accident, and then we all pat them on the head, change the sheets, and we never talk about it ever again. The Republicans go like,
change the bed.
Yeah, and the Republicans go like, you peed the fucking bed? What the fuck's wrong with you? I mean, we paid money for this fucking bed. You're gonna sleep in this pee. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna sleep in this pee, and that's what's gonna happen.
And worse, it's a school night.
Yeah, it's a school night. You're gonna sleep in the pee. You're gonna sleep in all this stuff. You know, I'll change the sheets, but you know, you like, and then the kids are like, no more water for you. Water's expensive. You know, do you understand how big the water bill is? And the Democrats are like, they would totally say sleep in it. Like the Democrats would go like, oh, it's okay. Come sleep in our bed. Would you like to sleep in pee? I wouldn't. And then it would go like, oh, and then sectioning is bullshit. It really is. I hate the thing when I was trying to go find an apartment and I call them, they go like, oh, the program is closed. How do I get on it? Fuck you. I'm like, great. Hi, I need help. Oh, go fuck yourself. Oh, that's the government way of doing things. You know, and people go like, why do you don't like the government so much? Because everything they do is either go fuck yourself or go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, there's government programs for everything, but if you're not talking to the right person, or they don't like you, or you think that you speak too well, or you're not too stupid enough, or you can't fend for yourself, or you've been homeless for more than 6 months, they basically will tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, hi, I got a job, but I don't know how to pay for this. Go fuck yourself. It is the American way. I mean, and then you hear all these people going like, Trump is going to take good. Like, yes, he will. If you let him. Yes, he will. So sick of this shit. So sick, you know. It's the media's fault too. I mean, you know, we got, you know, it is really. I mean, this is why the media's at an all-time low, because, you know, you turn on Fox News, it's like Trump's great. You turn on MSNBC and they go like, you know, you turn on Fox News and they're like, Obama's Hitler. And then you turn on MSNBC and they go like, Trump's Hitler. It's like, what? Who's Hitler? You know what I mean? Everyone's like, Obama's the worst president ever. Trump's going to be the worst president ever. And it's like, I'm tired of this shit. Like,
I watch you reruns.
Reruns indeed. Everyone's the worst president ever, you know? All right, I'm going to get off this.
Mojo's in the countdown block.
Yeah, I want some happiness in my life. I don't want to talk about what politicians are going to do. Because guess what? They're going to do it. They're going to do it anyway.
First up, worst cash grab for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna fucking do this. I mean, you know, all these snowflakes and all the people that I know, the able gamers, not the able gamers, what the fuck am I talking about? The abled people that I know, like, you know, I got
handicap.
Well,
prove that I'm calling handicap.
Yeah.
Triple or nothing.
Well, here's the thing. I know a lot of those people, and, you know, it's like they get income-based housing. Like, getting an income-based housing is fucking difficult in itself, too, because you have to be on a waiting list, and you have to stick out your tongue and say, feed my stinky face or some shit. You know, it's just not that easy getting shit from the government. And if you do get it, then good for you, you know? But, you know, you can't just walk down to somewhere and go like, hi, I want Section 8. You know, it just doesn't work that way. And then they put you on a lottery, and then hope to God you get a phone call. And it's like, the fuck is this? Can we just let people play Smash Brothers and we can figure this out? If we just let everyone, you know, play Smash Brothers, seriously. And I mean, if everyone had a fighting chance to play Smash Brothers, let's say on open enrollment of these places that are open, you put your name down on it, you're like, hey, I want this apartment, And if you beat this person, you get the apartment. And then we actually would give people that actually know that, that would work for you, and we could actually maybe do some stuff and then actually, make them find jobs and actually be part of the community instead of just saying, okay, here's cheap rent, go fuck yourselves. Because that's how Democrats do. And now that we have Ben Carson that is part of HUD, and then people are like, oh, he's part of HUD. What's going to happen to all you poor motherfuckers? Who fucking cares about you? You fucking got lucky in the fucking lottery. Ooh, I don't fucking care for you assholes. I can care less. You can say that's a Republican thing. I could give a rat's ass, because you know why? Because you passed the. You went, I passed the thing. I was poor enough to get cheap rent. What about me, you fucking assholes? What about me? Where do I go? How do I get that shit? No, it's a lottery? Oh, the lottery's done? Oh, I can't get in? Oh, it should be abolished. It should be fixed. Either abolished or fixed. And that's why I'm excited for Ben Carson being there, because he don't give a shit. Thank God. What's he going to do for HUD? Absolutely nothing. He ain't going to fix it. If I was running it, I would get rid of the lottery system, and everyone would be playing Smash Brothers for their fucking houses. Also, I would, I'm a progressive. Everyone gets a SNAP allowance. Everyone gets $100 for food every month. Fuck you in your house, but you're gonna get fed anyway. I want you to fucking earn cheap rent. But food, you can fucking have it. I want all of you to eat.
Whoa.
I will make a great president.
Whoa.
Top 10 shocking video game
The
controversies.
wheels of drama never stop turning.
Okay.
I'm saying for your own food.
And today we'll be counting down our picks for
Yeah,
another
but
top 10
what people
video
to
game
eat, man.
Winning big. Money, money, money. Exclamation, exclamation. Woo woo.
Well,
Kids,
actually,
come on.
that's
Anyone
the thing.
can
That's
play
the
it anyway.
option
For
to
this list, we take a look at
for your
events
own
or
food.
incidents in the industry that generated a significant amount of discussion,
Look,
opinion, and
I
of
don't
course,
like HUD.
outrage,
I really
and
don't.
not broader ongoing cultural debates like representation, corporate meddling, ethics, etc., etc. Number 10, bully.
You seem to have
Let's just get this out of the way. The mojo.
Despite evidence linking games
I'm
and real
done
life
with
violence
the
being
politics.
contradictory at best, controversy is never far behind any Rockstar release, as politicians and other activists often raise their concerns.
This is the countdown block.
That is, show
Going
me the
6
game.
left.
Give me the game, and I'll play it, and I'll let them know
Which is
whether or
good.
not I or
Okay.
anybody else has a problem with it.
Glorification of
Jack
bullying was
Thompson.
the target this time, as one man labeled the school-based title a Columbine simulator. Calls for bans were widespread,
Thompson.
with one even being put into effect in Brazil. Yet, regular gamers were content to wait until it was actually released before adding their voices.
And every bullying expert who's aware of this game has predicted that this game will lead to real-world violence in schools.
The final product certainly contains fighting, don't get us wrong. Yet, in-game it's only legitimized when you're standing up to a bully, with any other serial misbehavior strictly being punished. Many still couldn't be satisfied, however, and many players accused them of remaining intentionally blind to the game's considerable creative achievements.
You can do a little public service, it'll do you good.
I could never believe that I would say this.
Number 9,
I
Digital
could agree
Homicide
with
versus Jim Sterling
Jack
and Steam
Thompson of
users.
all people.
About what?
Put any effort in yourselves. For example, the blood spatter that shows damage on the game seems to have been ripped from Google Images to the point
He
where
lost his license.
all of the artifacts from the
I have to agree with Jack Thompson over Anita.
And in 2014,
Oh, absolutely.
when YouTube personality Jim
I love
Sterling
Jack
released
Thompson
a
versus
scathing
Anita,
review
where
of Besides
both said
FPS
which
for
one said
Slaughtering
which.
Grounds,
You would
which
never
is,
know.
by the
That's
way,
pretty
standard
good.
procedure for many YouTube personalities.
This isn't in early access, by the way. This is a
I
finished
wonder if
product.
Jack
just
Thompson
thought I'd
actually
point that
hated
out.
video games or just Grand Theft
Instead
Auto.
of taking his criticism in stride, the company abusively
Grand Theft
fired
Auto.
back before filing a $15 million lawsuit against Sterling for slander.
Oh my
and of
God,
course, this
really?
opened the floodgates for backlash from Steam reviewers. So what
But
does
they
Digital Homicide do in response to that?
They're
They filed
gone now.
Another lawsuit
They're
against
gone
100
now.
anonymous users, while also requesting a subpoena to reveal their personal information.
Ah, yes, this story.
Digital Homicide
Yeah, I don't
co-founders,
get
the
why.
Roman brothers,
I don't get
is
why
a
Digital
personal injury
Homicide.
lawsuit titled
Digital
Roman
Homicide is
versus
so
Unknown
crazy.
Party.
That's the internet. The internet is the unknown party.
This in turn led to Steam removing all of Digital Homicide's games from their online store, and now without any means of
I would
income, the
remove
company
them too.
had to drop the latter case. I bet you guys are
Yeah,
really
that's-
regretting digging that hole any deeper, eh?
I'm not your everyday moron. I'm Jim Sterling. That's my name now. That's my new name.
Number 8, paying
Look,
for user-created
look at the
mods.
blood.
Extra Apple mod for a reasonable $29.99. That's
Oh, the
right.
Apple
now you
mod.
can have an
Yeah,
apple on a table.
It
Oh,
might
yeah,
have
the
been
mod
resolved
thing.
about as quickly as it blew up. But
Look at the
before
blood. He
it
didn't
got
even
to
do
this
the
stage, gamers were
do
sure
a good
upset.
job.
Mod creators that choose to charge for their mods are only receiving 25% of the earnings, and the rest are going to Valve and Bethesda.
Put into force by Valve and Bethesda, the concept
No.
in its rawest form would afford creators the freedom to make.
That was a Valve thing. Bethesda just said, yes, that's a good idea. But it was a game that's been out for years upon years upon years upon years of free mods, and then all of a sudden you have paid mods. It's kind of bullshit. Just saying. If it was Bethesda coming out with Fallout 4 and it had paid mods, you would see people being upset, of course, but people go like, all right, fine, you know? But I can understand people like, oh, mods are free. I get it, you know? Mods is PC culture.
Oh crap! Oh yes, this.
It's part of PC culture, man. It really is. It's part of PC culture. I mean, you can't. But, you know, it's one. I understand people want to get paid for the mod work, but how they did it was so dumb. You know, just the way they did it was not the way you want to do it, you know? Like, you know, it's like, okay. All right, here's the example. Comcast, those sacks of shit. You know, now they do that cap for 1 terabyte, and forever you had unlimited internet. It's that kind of shit. You're like, wait, I paid for unlimited internet last month, but now I have to.
Oh, have you seen Adam ruins internet?
Adam ruined internet?
Adam ruins everything.
I haven't seen that, but I'm sure he has ruined everything.
Well, he has a lot of info about the internet.
Well, I'm just saying that whole thing about the modding community, I can understand them being super pissed off for something they had for free for a while, and now they want to charge them for it. That's not the argument.
The Macho Dragon.
Yeah, the Macho Dragon, all that stuff. But I can, we can relate to that. But it's just one of those things I can sit here and I go like, I don't think we're gonna see the last of paid mod DLC stuff. That's not the end. I don't think we're gonna see the end of this. You know what I mean? This is not the end of it. So keep that in mind.
Make a living out of something they previously had to rely on donations to support.
Gamers were also pissed off because they saw it as an assault on the tradition of free mods.
However, the idea was flawed upon launch and soon got torn apart by irate Skyrim players.
Yep, he
Copyright
even
and
ruined
pricing
that.
issues ran rampant, while many felt that 25 to 75% revenue split between the developer would allow them to release subpar games reliant on cheap mod fixes.
Valve first launched those last
I think
spring.
that
killed it
already
just 2
happens.
days after the community boost rode down the whole project. The move was widely
I think
panned,
that already
Skyrim
happens.
being bombed with negative reviews.
It also, probably most importantly, spat in the face of the essence of modding culture, but at least Valve weren't too stubborn to ignore player feedback, and they reversed their decision.
Valve and Bethesda decided, you know what, we're gonna cancel that whole paid mod thing and, on Skyrim and just pretend like it kind of never happened.
Number 7, Xbox One's pre-launch DRM policies.
And I've never
Oh my
been more
God.
excited than I am today.
Here we go
There may be a
again.
time when always online and all digital features are the norm. And in that sense,
I
Microsoft were ahead of
Man,
their
I
However, the new features that were being
Man,
touted
I
seemed
gotta
far
say,
too drastic for the average consumer.
I know we had this conversation. We treaded this so many times.
Microsoft's new policy required that their new console always needed to be online, while at the same time providing.
Man, I know we had this conversation, Clef, and I know I had it with you and other people, and I'm sure I ranted about this up and down about it, up and down. Can I still say that DRM policy is the most bullshit thing ever? I know we have the PS4 Pro, and that's kind of bullshit, but that DRM stuff is bullshit. I mean, the PS4 Pro is bullshit in its own little bullshit world.
Oh, yes. X-Bone early. Don Mattress X-Bone.
The Don Matrick X-Bone was just.
Oh.
It was an EA night. It was an EA nightmare dream. That is. I mean, yeah, you know, I don't want people thinking like, oh, it's the PS4 Pro is pure bullshit too. That's bullshit in a whole nother light. It's just one of those things I look at and I go like, oh my god, I can't believe that almost worked. I mean, it literally everyone was against it. Like, there was no one that were like, yes. Well, actually, there's a few stupid motherfuckers. We could
Sports. TV. Sports game.
Yeah, we can. There's a few numbnuts out there. That was supportive of this. We never talked about them again because they were fucking wrong. I remember articles going like, but Microsoft's DRM is great. And I'm like, oh, you're getting one for free. You're getting one for free, so go fuck yourselves, you know? And you get all your games for free, so you can go fuck yourself too. That didn't come to fruition. There was no, actually, I was going to say there was no Xbox that came with that DRM, but it actually did. They actually had to patch it out. Yeah, those people, like, I remember, I felt like there was a slap in the face for me. That's how I felt for me. I'm like, I supported you. I bought your Xbox day one where no one else did, and then you're doing this? Go fuck yourselves. And then after they reversed it and all that stuff, I'm like, nope, I've made up my mind. I am buying PlayStation. Go fuck yourselves. I've made my mind up. I'm buying PlayStation. I'll see you on the flip side. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah, those people are on the wrong side of history. Those people. I want you to know that I was so pissed when I saw that. I mean, I was pissed. Like, not just a little bit pissed. I was pissed. Like, the way they did it, like, what about the DRM stuff? And then later they announced it. They were like, like, they announced the Xbox One, and then they tucked their fucking tails, and then they announced it later, and we were like, yeah, we're totally doing that. Then you guys were embarrassed about it. And then Sony shed a light on it, but this is all ancient history. The PS4 Pro stuff, I would say, is basically on par with this, but that's a whole different piece of pie right there. So the Pro stuff it's a different piece of pie. It's not like the PS4 is gonna like die in a fire. That's just them splitting the base. But that's different. It's not like it's gonna stop me like in my PlayStation. That's something different. But people are like, but you bought a new 3DS. That's basically the same thing as a Pro. Kind of, not really. I mean, you can still play Pokemon on any fucking 3DS that you want. You can play Pokemon on whatever. But also Pokemon is the same game wherever the fuck you play it on. You play it on the 3DS, it's still the same fucking game. You play it on a new 3DS, same fucking game. Same lag, same everything, same game. Which is fine. Doesn't alienate anyone. Same game. PS4 Pro. Buy Battlefield on the PS4 Pro, you get an advantage. Fuck you. See, that's what I like about the new 3DS. The games are labeled. It says, this game is enhanced. This game is not enhanced. You play Pokemon? Doesn't matter what you own. Same experience. Same lag. Same bullshit. We all share the pain. PS4 Pro? No. Yeah. I don't regret it at all.
Providing a convoluted system for how to share games with friends
Cameron,
or sell
continue.
them once you use them. Sony capitalized on this outrage at their E3 presentation in spectacular fashion, winning over most of the gaming community and forcing Microsoft to backtrack on these limitations. But the damage was done, and the predicted console war became a console massacre.
In addition, PlayStation 4
Love
disc-based
this.
games don't need to be connected online to play.
Number 6, Nintendo
One of my
Creators
favorite
Program.
ones.
Nintendo claiming of ad revenue
Well, that
will
kinda
only
still
drive content
exists.
creators away.
That still
rather than
exists.
the publicity those videos provide.
That still
Nintendo
exists.
and the YouTube community haven't got along ever since the legendary company removed monetized videos featuring their intellectual property. Some saying that they abused YouTube's notoriously exploitable copyright system in the process.
As far as I can tell, there's no distinction between whether you're a critic or an entertainer or a reviewer, whatever you call yourself. Nintendo wants you to shake hands and make compromises on your coverage if you're uploading game footage to YouTube.
They're
That
also
relationship
Japanese.
deteriorated even further upon the announcement of Nintendo's own scheme, allowing creators to use whitelisted games as long as they, get this, gave them 40% of the revenue.
Everybody but
people did
Nintendo
it.
wants
And
the
people
content
did it.
creator to keep the lion's share.
And they
Compared
did
to
it.
Other development companies who embraced the free exposure that huge YouTube personalities give their games, Nintendo showed that they really wanted a slice of that pie while maintaining sway to monitor what was said about their assets.
Oh.
But that's
Unless
how
your review
Nintendo
just
is.
Standing in front of a camera
just how
with
they are.
zero footage of the game, you must obey Nintendo's rules.
Nintendo argued that this was to protect their brand, but many YouTube personalities, including PewDiePie, have stated that they just won't showcase Nintendo's games anymore. Bummer.
You think they're going to come after us for our drunk Mario Party?
No, we're not on their radar.
We haven't done that yet. Okay, well, but I mean, we might.
It was Mario Kart and it was Smash Brothers.
So we'll
But we were drunk, so you don't
30%
remember.
or 40%?
Number 5, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor branded deal.
PewDiePie and other YouTubers took money from Warner Brothers for positive game reviews. Now that's f***ed up.
YouTube personalities can engage with their audience in a fashion that the usual gaming press can never achieve. The personal nature of their content makes them ideal vehicles for promoting certain products.
There was a concerted effort to not give out a code unless you could abide by terms that would control your content in a number of overbearing ways.
It's a great form of marketing in theory, but it becomes problematic when what they say is contractually controlled and the figure in question doesn't disclose that their content is being sponsored.
So my apologies. I will not be able to tell you about the branding system, but I can tell you about everything else.
Terms from a marketing firm representing Shadow of Middle-earth, Played Social, contained such limitations, asserting that no bugs could be shown and that viewers must be positively encouraged to make a purchase.
I think even in the world of professional video game journalism, there is some amount of punishment for being, giving a review to someone.
Several YouTubers who accepted the offer said
Oh,
that such
yeah.
stipulations were negotiable, but others denounced
up on
it as
this
a
one.
shady method of manipulating public impressions by exploiting the platform's independent perception. The irony of all this was that Shadow of Mordor really kicked ass and didn't need this kind of marketing to begin with, although the backlash would have definitely been worse if it had turned out to be hot garbage.
Videos must include discussion of the Nemesis system. This really...
The good thing about that, not that video and all that stuff, was they can't do that anymore. Yes, I remember them doing the, I remember them going like, yeah, remember the whole thing with Warner Brothers? They paid them, so it was a paid advertisement. And can I blame the YouTuber on this one, Clef? I can say it's definitely Warner Brothers that did this, but YouTubers don't like to enclose anything. They don't want to enclose anything. They just want to be fanboys about it. They're like, ooh. Yeah, I mean, we can blame Warner Brothers, but I feel like YouTubers just went like, oh, like they have no shame. Also, Boogie did the same thing. He did a video that's just like that. They have no shame. Yes, was also all the praise this game got made me go like, nope, I'm not gonna play it. Fuck it. It got Giant Bomb's Game of the Year. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play that. Not because of this bullshit controversy, just because.
You should take up the bulk of the focus, such as how different the orcs are, how vivid their personalities and dialogue are.
Number 4, No Man's Sky marketing and release.
The Advertising Standards Authority in England is exploring whether this game is responsible for false advertising.
This space-based survival title was one of the most hyped games ever for one reason.
Come on, Gamer Guy. I know it's the ill on that countdown. I know it.
Dark Souls.
It should be.
We want players to have a
Jeff
sense
Gerstmann's
that there are
surely
other
on
people
this
playing the
on
game
this
at the
too.
same time.
Whether his claims constitute a deliberate attempt to mislead consumers or was simply reckless optimism from a small, inexperienced developer is incredibly difficult to ascertain. Part of the problem is Hello Games' relative silence in response to players' complaints about missing features and numerous glitches, allowing those same commenters to dominate the conversation, thereby forming a complete narrative without one side of the story.
Moore wrote in a series of tweets that No Man's Sky is not a multiplayer game. Please don't go in looking for that experience.
Until the company speaks up, any words defending them are purely speculative. We can only hope that the absence of discussion means that they're working on delivering the game that players had envisioned.
No Man's Sky
I don't think
captured our
anyone know what the
imaginations.
hell
In
it
our mind's
was.
eye, we all envisioned what the experience
Remember
was
the
going
server
to be
because they're like, what the
before
hell is
we
No
had
Man's
it.
Sky? I'm like,
And
we'll
sometimes,
find
as the old
out
saying
soon enough,
goes,
won't we?
you want to sort of shoot for the moon because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Number 3, CSGO Lotto.
Apparently, these two
CS:GO
have
Lotto
been
is so
allegedly
fucked up.
faking
Yes.
gambling and also faking winning huge amounts of cash.
First exposed by a YouTuber named Honor the Call. YouTube personalities
Honor the
T. Martin
Call!
and Pro Syndicate are alleged to have hidden their ownership of a skin gambling site while promoting it to their partly underage audience,
Love
potentially
Honor the
having the power
Call.
to rig the betting videos that they made.
He is.
T. Martin Enterprises wins something from CSGO Lotto and Trevor pays himself. It's that simple.
Instead of remaining tight-lipped, T. Martin somewhat insincerely apologized, stating his ownership of
He's
the
an
company
asshole.
was on public record. But
No, it
this
wasn't.
really only served to worsen public opinion towards them. FTC regulations require clear disclosure in order to avoid deceptive advertising. Although, as another video from H3H3
Who cares?
Productions showed, that was definitely not always the case.
And we found this new site called CSGO Lotto, so I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. But we were betting on it today, and I won a pot of
Valve
like $69 or
closed
something like that. So
down.
it was a pretty small pot, but it was like the coolest feeling ever.
Number 2, Jeff Gerstmann gets fired.
Yeah!
Really
No!
Ideas are buried deep, deep in there, but you're gonna have to do a whole
Not
lot of
yet
digging.
that he got fired. Know that.
You may not know
No.
the messy details, but you've no doubt heard about this tale.
Yes.
That is synonymous with the questionable ethics
We
that
were
may
doing a
field pervade
podcast
gaming
and
journalism.
got pissed off at that too.
Which, heck of a game.
After Gertzmann's non-disclosure agreement ended in 2012, we finally got a satisfying conclusion to the 5-year-old rumors. Following Gertzmann's mediocre reviews of games like Kane and Lynch Deadman, unhappy
Got him
publishers
fired.
such as Eidos and Sony threatened to withdraw funds they paid to promote on GameSpot.
That is when I was called into a room and let go. Was shortly after Thanksgiving in 07.
Under this pressure, the site's inexperienced advertising team crumpled and showed Gerstmann the door. Despite many still writing
And
such
they
situations
crumpled.
off as a tolerated reality in the field, the majority supported the long-serving journalist for retaining his sincerity, even as others criticized him for his divisive views.
That game was not a fantastic game.
Also, you know how they repaid him, Mike?
Yeah.
You know how they repaid Jeff Gerstmann for firing him? By buying GiantBomb.com. Hi, he gets a last laugh at the end of this. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, being fired by GameStop for a shitty review, sure, but he made out all right. And I still like Jeff Gerstmann. I'm not saying he did anything wrong here, but I'm just saying he made out all right. You know, they brought him back to the fold. You know what I mean? It's like them saying, we're sorry. We fucked up. In a way that I'm like, okay, that's cool and all. Can't hate you on that. Glad you fucked up and acknowledged that. Well, maybe they didn't acknowledge that, but you know, they have Giant Bomb and GameSpot working on one thing, but you know, Jeff Gerstmann gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, I like Giant Bomb. I want you guys to know that. I'm not blaming Jeff for selling to them or any of that stuff. You know, it's business is business.
So I said as much.
Let's get to number 1.
And a lot of this stuff kind of came up again.
Before we reveal our top pick, let's take a look at some honorable mentions.
Alina, Christy, Lee, Alyssa, Lars, Jack X, Brian, Mega Man, and fucking Pac-Man.
He's asking if they can drink water out of empty Mountain Dew cans. No drinks are allowed on the stage except for Mountain Dew.
Oh, I
or
remember
water,
that,
and
yes.
Coffee wasn't even allowed.
No, people were drinking coffee in the corners.
We never talked about that, but I remember that one too. the Polaris Mountain Dew Game Jam was pretty bad. Wasn't that
Number
what
1,
Joyce went?
Konami versus Kojima.
Mr. Kojima had every
Konami versus
intention of
Kojima?
being with us tonight, but unfortunately, he was informed by
guess
a
so.
lawyer representing Konami just recently that he would not be allowed to travel to tonight's awards ceremony.
gave him a
As one of video
blowjob.
game development's true visionary icons, Konami couldn't have picked a worse person to allegedly treat poorly, particularly as they moved to the unpopular mobile-first orientation. Speculation about Kojima's position in the company began when his name was taken off of the Phantom Pain branding in March 2015, and in the months after, fans pieced together vague information pointing towards his imminent departure from the company.
Sources from within the studio revealed that Hideo Kojima, who has spearheaded the Metal Gear franchise at Konami for nearly 30 years, is expected to leave Kojima Productions in December following the release of Metal Gear Solid
And they
5,
make
The
another
Phantom
one called
Pain.
Kojima
Kojima's
Productions.
3-decade tenure at the company was
Graphical
officially ended in December of that
downgrade.
year, with rumors
Yeah,
indicating
with a
that
weird-ass
Konami had grown
head.
tired of his lavish
And not a
development
fox.
budgets. Although there's still shade being thrown by both sides, Konami banned him from attending the Game Awards, so Kojima drank their tears, somewhat literally. It seems that the split was the best for everyone involved.
We want you to know, Hideo, that we're thinking of you,
He's not dead.
and we miss you. We hope to see you at the Game Awards.
He's not
2016.
dead.
Do you agree with our list? Which gaming controversies did you follow closely?
Gamergate.
If you didn't see a topic you thought should be on here, be sure to check out our first list on the top
DSP
10 video game
gaming.
controversies. And for more not-so-controversial top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Yes, a little rough around the edges, but you're a diamond, boy. A diamond.
Thank you, sir.
Also, Mitch McConnell's an asshole. I don't think the American people should know that the Russians are trying to hack into our developments because that might cost Donald Trump the presidency. And I only care about the American people. Oh, I mean, only myself, because I'm Republican. I don't really give a shit about you. And I'm gonna go back to Louisville and make sure that I get elected again. I'm Mitch McConnell. I mean, this is what happens. I think I think the American people would not like to know about the Russians being part of this. And yes, I am a big fan of Rusev from the WWE. I am a huge fan of him. He is the greatest guy ever. Rusev, please come out with your lovely wife Lana and.
All right, top 10 worst holiday cash grab movies.
And Medea's on it.
Yeah.
Medea's on it. Medea's on it. How do you feel about Medea being on it?
It was for the holidays.
How you guys
What can I not do?
How do you guys feel about Medea making this list somewhere? Before we started, can I say I hope How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Can I say I hope How the Grinch Stole Christmas is on there somewhere? The Jim Carrey one, please let it be somewhere. I gotta have that in my life.
Let's play that.
This is what you get when you mix a desire to make money with the celebration of good times. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 holiday cash grab movies.
I have one job tonight.
New Year's Eve.
To make sure, even if I have to do it with my own two hands, that ball descends at midnight.
For this list, we're focusing on mainstream films that forgot about things like storytelling or character development in an attempt to capitalize
I
on
feel
the
like
holiday
all those
spirit.
movies forget about
Whether it's
story
Christmas,
development.
Halloween, or another special day. In other words, these movies focused on trying to get a big holiday cash return. Both theatrical and direct-to-video motion pictures.
Whoa! You hit first.
I think we're okay. We haven't seen that one.
Number 10, Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers.
Wait, that's not a Wait, that's not Christmas.
It's not about Halloween.
And the
In
third
horror
one.
genre, sequels and subsequent installments can be quite lucrative. Yet some franchises don't age that well. Years before Joe Chappelle directed 6 episodes of HBO's acclaimed series The Wire, he stepped behind the camera for the
Santa
6th
Claus.
installment of
people
the
like
Halloween
The Curse of
franchise,
Michael Myers.
which also happens to star young Paul Rudd.
Why are they doing this? Why didn't they just kill us?
The screenplay was actually revised several times over, and the film ultimately tripled its $5 million budget in box office returns.
It's a horror movie. It's a slasher. I mean, I don't know why you were looking for character
So,
development as a
critics
slasher.
responded negatively to the narrative, saying that even though the Curse of Michael Myers didn't suffer from a Celtic curse like its antagonist, it did suffer from a bad case of subpar filmmaking.
That's Loomis, you know that can't stop Michael.
Nothing will stop Michael.
Number 9, Christmas Eve.
I'm getting fired?
It said holiday, not
Oh, you're right.
Christmas is all that.
So here's a holiday film that was actually produced by
Christmas
American
Eve.
talk show host Larry King.
Great.
Unfortunately for him, the entire world reacted negatively to Christmas
Great.
Eve, at least according to the 0% Rotten Tomatoes rating,
Great.
which is obviously rock bottom.
Larry King directed this.
On paper, a screenplay featuring numerous elevators may not
And-
seem appealing,
and Larry
but
King.
director Mitch Davis
Hey,
pushed
maybe you-
forward with the
It is
Big
Larry
Apple
King. He
Ensemble
does
movie
like
anyway.
elevators.
People. They're on top. The weak people trying to act tough.
Sure, it's got Patrick Stewart and John Heder in lead roles.
Yes, it does.
Then again, it's got Patrick Stewart and John Heder in lead roles. Not quite the ideal duo.
That's where the magic ends.
But like many holiday films, Christmas Eve reminds us that humans do indeed have emotions. So there is some value, despite the overall awfulness.
You know, anything worse than being stuck in this elevator is being stuck in third chair. When I get out of here, I'm gonna try out for first.
Number 8, Surviving Christmas.
Tom, please let me stay here.
Did I watch Surviving Christmas?
It's really important for a movie to be describable in one short, punchy sentence. For this DreamWorks cash grab, the producers decided on this. A lonely, obnoxious young millionaire pays a family to spend
Great.
Christmas with him.
He's given us $250,000 to be his family for Christmas.
And you agreed to this?
Patrick Stewart.
Without asking me.
Of course I did. He's
Joe
giving us
Picard.
$250,000.
Sure, Ben Affleck can draw in a few viewers, but there's only so much he
Ben
can do
Affleck
with
ever
a
made a
questionable holiday
movie that
script.
people care?
And so, Surviving
I mean, he was
Christmas
in
bombed
Geely.
miserably at the box office.
That's my brother, just never afraid to put a price tag on his feelings.
Then again, it might have done better had it actually been released during Christmas time rather than Halloween.
What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry.
Number 7.
It was
The
released
Santa
because
Claus
Christmas.
3, The Escape Clause.
I watched that. That was a good one. Fuck you. Fuck you, Watch Mojo. You're
If you
wrong.
weren't moved by the first 2 installments of the Santa Claus, chances are this cash grab didn't quite tickle your fancy either.
And you get
Totally
the TV
feel-
specials,
fuck
the
you, it's a
posters,
classic.
The billboards and the beautiful
It ain't
adoring
Christmas
wife,
unless we
and
watch the Christmas
army of toy
Santa
building
Claus
yes
3.
men. What do I get? A few runny noses and some.
How about a trilogy?
One critic actually
Fucking great
described
trilogy.
Martin Short's
Fuck you.
performance as, quote, an evil cross between
Greatest
Liza
trilogy
Minnelli
ever.
and Liberace.
No, I'm
Yet the
kidding.
film actually outperformed its $12 million budget several times over. Of
course it did. It was a
Why, you
classic.
may ask? Well, because the holiday cash grab idea works sometimes. And certainly
And
because of
Santa
the
likes
success
to
of the
fuck.
first 2 flicks.
I'm gonna kick the coal out of whoever did that.
Even so, when all was said and done, The Escape Clause received numerous nominations at the Golden Raspberry Awards, most notably for Worst Excuse for Family
Oh, that's
Entertainment.
just.
Get this through your head. You're not
There's
Santa.
far worse
You're
Christmas
just a guy
movies than
who
the
smells like a cookie.
Number 6,
than the Santa Claus
Jack
3.
Frost.
Snow Dad's better than no dad.
The holiday season
Snow
can
Dad.
be an emotional time, especially when your late husband returns as a plump snowman. Honestly, considering that explanation
There's
of the plot,
far
we
worse
wouldn't
Christmas
blame you if
movies
you'd
than
categorize this
the
Michael
Santa
Keaton
Claus
flick as
3.
a horror. But Jack Frost is
is a
indeed
horror.
a supposedly heartwarming family Christmas film about a wannabe rock star who dies in a car crash on his way to spend Christmas with his family, and gets a second chance with his son when he comes back in the form of a snowman.
So I'm supposed to believe that you're my dad?
Hey, do me a favor. Go easy on me, because I'm having a little bit of trouble dealing with it myself, okay?
Unsurprisingly, despite Laszlo Kovac's brilliant cinematography and a Jim Henson Company snowman costume, Jack Frost bombed
Jim-
at the box office.
Of course it did. Actually, we watched
The
it.
Golden Raspberry.
5. Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas.
I actually like this.
Fell and I landed on my
ass
on the ice.
In this cash grab sequel, the titular Beast trolls the holiday season like a big ol' mean.
Hey, it's not
He's
Christmas unless
obviously
we watch
dealing with
Beauty
some
and the Beast, The
unresolved
Enchanted
issues,
Christmas.
like being physically transformed
Maybe
during
just-
Christmas
maybe I just
time,
like garbage.
Yet it's a weak excuse for a direct-to-video follow-up.
This is the last one.
Maybe I just like garbage.
That's just a weed wishing it was a tree.
The Enchanted Christmas managed to rack up a few Annie Award nominations, which celebrate
Well, I
animation
watched a
and film.
different kind
But the
of
movie
Jack
is
Frost. The
still
one
yet
with the
another cash grabber
of
that
serial
audiences did not
killing
respond to
snowman.
positively.
Yeah, murder.
One log is chosen, then everyone in the house touches it.
It actually had
Makes
good
a
music.
Christmas wish.
That one there was awesome. It's fucked up, but it's
In other
awesome.
words,
I think
the
the-
0%
I think
Rotten
the
Tomatoes
problem-
score suggests that many movie watchers hate this film more than The Beast hates Christmas.
It's kind of shallow, but that doesn't make it a bad movie. It's a shallow thing, but hey,
Christmas?
at least it looks
no
good.
One can forbid Christmas.
Number 4, A Medea Christmas.
Holy shit.
Morning, Miss Mendez.
That does sound pretty bad.
Medea.
That is
So
not a
there's
classic.
nothing wrong with enjoying Tyler Perry's films, but the guy
Is it?
has been known to pump out a lot of them over the
Is
years.
it
For
wrong?
his 17th production,
Holy
Medea got
shit.
into the holiday spirit, with the characterization leading to a golden raspberry victory for...
I'm not defending Tyler Perry. I just want to say this, but people who like Tyler Perry, I can't hate you. I really can't. But I gotta say, I cannot watch a single Tyler Perry movie. I am so sorry, black community. I cannot sit through a Tyler Perry movie.
You're not alone.
I can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. They're going at this the wrong way. They don't understand about it. I can't do it, you know. I can't watch Medea Goes to Jail. I can't watch a Medea Christmas. I can't watch Last Hope. I mean, I can't do it. I mean, there's something about yeah. I can't. You can sit here and go like, oh, but I look at it, I just want to puke, and it's not anyone's fault. It's my fault. But I want to sit here and I want to defend it, but I go like, I can't defend this. This is not even Big Mama's house kind of defending. Like, we're talking about Tyler Perry dressing up as a big woman, being Medea. I can't do it. Can't do it. I mean, there's a lot. Nutty Professor. All that stuff. I'm like, no. You are not Martin Lawrence. I'm sorry.
For worst actress.
Yeah, I need some help.
But at least with Martin, at least with Tyler, he's going to stick to one character or two characters instead of a multiple.
Jesus, all this Jace. If you're gonna go see a Tyler Perry movie, it's all about you're gonna get some Jesus in you.
That's fine. I'm gonna show him how to
All
do
the
it.
Diversity
Jesus.
often trumps narrative structure when
Does it?
filmmakers need some quick dough.
I don't
Sure.
think they
$25
ever
million
watched a single
budget,
Tyler Perry
but it
movie
robbed
either.
poor moviegoers of the holiday spirit too.
Your daughter is grown. Leave her alone. And if
I
she
don't.
want to come
I
home,
think
she
they're
can
missing
come
the whole
home.
point of why
Even
people
so,
watch Tyler
holiday
Perry
cash
movies.
grab
I don't
Medea
think they give a
returns
shit.
Just a few years later for Boo, a Medea Halloween, which is indeed a real film.
Of course it is.
Number 3, Mother's Day.
Dad brought them.
Of course it is.
He also lets
Boo,
you go to school
Medea's
without any
Halloween.
underwear. It's called free balling, Mom.
I want to know when we're going to get the Wanda and Shanae movie. When?
We should get a Mona Shanae movie.
Juicy conflict and romantic
Wanda.
comedies rather than cash
Wanda,
grab
we
holiday
totally should do
Just
that.
all this Mother's Day stuff.
Wanda
Thinking
from
about
a
how I
living
haven't talked to
color.
Mom.
Right, we
With
should totally
all
get
due
Wanda in a
respect to
Shanae
the late
movie.
Gary Marshall,
Someone make
his
it.
final productions represent the
Absolutely.
epitome of cash grabs, featuring endearing ensemble casts struggling with first world dilemmas.
And I also called to tell you that no matter what's happened between us, you're always my mother.
Set in Atlanta, Mother's Day lasts what seems to be a very lengthy 2 hours. Okay, maybe there are a few bright spots, but critic Richard Roper summed it all up by noting that, quote, nothing could
Boo,
prepare us for the
Halloween,
offensively
Medea
stupid,
Halloween.
shamelessly manipulative, ridiculously predictable, and hopelessly dated crapfest that is Mother's Day. Couldn't have put it better
Mother's
ourselves.
Day.
Okay, you just keep thinking all of those wonderfully deep thoughts, okay? I'll talk to you later.
Number 2, Valentine's Day.
There you have it, young love, full of promise, full of hope, ignorant of reality.
Kicking off the unofficial cash grab or crapfest trilogy, we've got a massive ensemble cast trying to be relatable for some Tinseltown romance.
Do you still believe in love?
Oh, hell yes. Love is the only shocking act left on the planet.
For this one, director Gary Marshall worked off a script written by Army
Gary
Wives
Marshall!
creator Catherine Fouget, with the flick featuring all the
R.I.P.
timely plot
Gary
points the
Marshall.
modern viewers expect.
He's dead?
I know
Oh,
I
I
let
didn't
you
know he
down,
was sick.
and maybe you
Yeah.
don't think I deserve your
Oh.
forgiveness, but
It was
you
on
wouldn't
the
give it to
news.
me anyway. Because when you love someone, you
Man, I
love
am
all
so-
of them. That's the job.
It's not a completely
I'm so up
terrible
my own
film like
ass.
some of the others on our list, but the generic structure and plethora of characters just scream out holiday cash grab.
I need happy. I need romantic. I need love. And I need it from you.
Even so, Valentine's Day made a couple $100
You
million,
need Jesus.
making it perhaps the most successful American ripoff of the 2003 film
You need
Love
Jesus.
Actually.
Love
If you
you,
look for
Jamie
it,
Foxx.
I've got a sneaky feeling you'll find that love actually is all around.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Home Alone, Holiday Heist. Yeah, that was a total cash grab. Those are bad. I'll Be Home for Christmas, which I watched. That was Anytime with Jonathan Taylor Thomas is a bad movie. Ernest Saves Christmas. You know how many people actually like this?
Number one, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's bad.
Once a Hollywood cash grab film succeeds, it only makes sense to immediately produce a follow-up. Unfortunately for Gary Marshall, New Year's Eve earned a grand total of 5 Golden Raspberry nominations, even if the film did serve its purpose. In other words, this New York City flick cashed in on the Times Square experience, more than doubling its budget in the process.
Mom, I want to go to Times Square tonight to watch the ball drop. Well, I plan to avoid this entire
Home Alone,
section
the holiday
of the city
heist.
tonight.
Bad
But
movie.
the problem is this: too many cooks in the kitchen.
Wait,
Or
why is
too
Robert
many
De Niro
celebrities
dying?
In this case.
Let's
I'll be
remember
home
to
for
be
Christmas.
nice to each other,
Why is Robert De Niro dying?
kind to each other,
Wait,
and
He gets honorable mention.
but all year long.
I
Even
don't
if
know.
the film was meant to be little more than a blatant cash grab,
Billions!
the formulaic concept
This
makes
is-
it overwhelming and almost offensive, especially considering the quality holiday
Action-
films we
anything with
have
Ashton
to choose
Kutcher.
from.
I don't know what her deal is, man. She's just.
Tyler Perry's
couple
movies are
sandwiches
pure
short of a
shit.
picnic,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
basically
Do
where
you
I'm
agree
at.
with our list?
Yes.
Which film do you think is the most obvious holiday cash
They're
grab?
all bad.
Dad, you remember
How about Christmas
Oh,
Story
wait.
2?
crazy to come here.
Oh, this one.
For more
Good.
I'm gonna play this and I'll be right back. I'm
Alright.
gonna be watching, so right back.
No matter where you go, you'll always be able to find the effects of these games. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video games that became cultural phenomenons.
Nope.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well.
For this list, we're looking at the games that went on to define gaming as a whole, transcend the medium they came from, and became blockbuster successes in all forms of pop culture. Number 10, Halo.
Rip their skulls from their spines and toss them away, laughing. Am I right, Marines? Sir, yes, sir. Damn right I am.
In November 2001, everyone was skeptical about whether or not the new kid on the block, Microsoft, would be able to successfully enter the console ring with the Xbox. Then everyone got to toss a sticky grenade in Halo, and
Oh,
that was
let's
history.
go see some Signature Snowman. I'm not buying it.
Not only did Bungie's sci-fi shooter single-handedly make the Xbox, it quickly acquired a rabid fan base of its own due to its story-driven campaign and robust multiplayer, which brought the world of LAN to gaming consoles. Also, teabagging. Almost overnight, Halo erupted into a multimedia franchise to rival its inspirations, spanning 11 main games and spin-offs, as well as companion novels like The Fall of Reach and movies like Forward Unto Dawn. It also provided the inspiration for the machinima sensation Red vs. Blue.
How about you let me use the goddamn sniper rifle so I don't always have to ask you to explain shit?
Number 9, Angry Birds. There were some mobile games before this one, but none that smashed into the world with such power. Finnish developer Rovio released their avian-based puzzle game for the iOS in the waning days of 2009, resulting in a series that reached 13 games by 2016. The addictive, easy-to-pick-up gameplay is the obvious reason for the success, as well as Rovio putting the birds into existing worlds like Star Wars and Transformers. The ubiquity of the game made it easy for it to seep into popular culture, resulting in toys, theme parks in Finland and Malaysia, and a highly successful movie released in 2016. Fun fact, former British Prime Minister David Cameron is a huge fan, and Angry Birds is also the way he refers to female Brexit supporters. Okay, only half of that is true. Number 8, Minecraft. If your game sells 1 million copies while it's still in beta, you know you probably got something pretty big on your hands. Released in full in 2011 by Swedish developer Mojang, the effect this blocky building game has had on the world is nothing short of staggering. The game's infinite possibilities for crafting and building powered a massive mod community, as well as a seemingly endless amount of Let's Plays and even its own convention, Minecon, to show off everyone's creations.
There's not actually fire. We're not allowed to have it for real, so just feel the warmth of us.
Perhaps most remarkably, players have even used the game's environments to craft their own stories, resulting in several series of books and a spin-off game with a story mode.
Come on, everyone, come on, don't get greedy.
I want to know what happened, for curiosity's sake.
Number 7, Tetris. Sure, the end of the Cold War was pretty neat, but the most important thing to come out of Russia in the 1980s was this legendary puzzle game. Created by Soviet programmer Alexei Pajitnov, Tetris was the first game to be exported from the USSR to the US, first appearing on home computers. Then Nintendo got their hands on it and bundled a portable version with the original Game Boy in 1989. That version sold over 35 million copies and turned the Tetramino-based puzzler into an unprecedented phenomenon. Since then, versions of the game have appeared on every electronic device known
Halo's
to man,
number 10,
from the
number
NES to
9
the
was,
Xbox One to mobile phones and calculators.
Was
making it
Angry
the most important
Birds
game of all
and-
time,
Yeah.
and for good reason.
Crap, you said it.
It's all garbage, except for
Number
Halo.
6, Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider had its day and it died.
While it was a success right out of the gate, Sony's PlayStation didn't really have a truly iconic franchise to rival its competitors.
Ah, yeah.
But in October 1996, Eidos
You
and Core Design
fucked it up,
unleashed
you
archaeologist
saw.
Lara Croft onto the world, creating a game and a cultural icon. The first Tomb Raider was one of the most popular games on the PS1, selling over 7 million copies and starting a franchise that spawned 11 main games and several handheld and spin-off games. More than that, Lara became one of the most legendary characters on the planet due to her iconic design and providing a strong role for females in gaming later on. She's been brought to life by tons of cosplayers, and most notably Angelina Jolie in 2 live-action movies, with Alicia Vikander set to take over the title of Tomb Raider in 2018.
I'm sorry, Lara. You would have been welcome in my world.
Number 5, Call of Duty.
Why is that number 5? I feel like Call of Duty.
World War II first-person shooters were a dime a dozen in the early 2000s.
Sure
but
was.
It wasn't until 2007's Modern Warfare that Call of Duty became the phenomenon it is today. Not only did it feature a fast-paced, set-piece heavy
You know,
campaign,
they always
but the
came out with a
online
Call of
multiplayer was
Duty
like
before it
nothing
became a
gamers had ever
phenomenon.
experienced.
Bitbread
Soon,
one, anyone?
care packages, UAVs, and RCXs became part of the gaming lexicon.
Securing Alpha.
The series became more and more popular with every subsequent game, with celebrity appearances and marketing material, and releases rivaling that of even the biggest Hollywood movies. On top of it all, Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops even became 2 of the best-selling games of all time.
Kravchenko's compound can't be far. Evil bastard's days are numbered.
And it's all thanks to Dan Fan Choo Choo.
Namco's
Please,
Days
sir,
Gone
can you
was
tell us
the
about
first
Call of
game to
Duty
become a bona
4?
fide blockbuster, but it was the first to transcend the medium in ways no one had ever seen.
Remember that time that kid called into All Games to talk about Call of Duty 4 and we learned about perks and how great that game is? Those are good days. I wish more people would come in and do that. Dan Fan Choo Choo, can you talk about Call of Duty? Call of Duty has perks. It is a lot of fun. I'm like, thank you.
Every aspect of Pac-Man is iconic, from the design of its titular character to its ghostly enemies to the audio.
The pack is back. Ghost
Pac became
chomping
gaming's
if
first
you do
superstar,
Pac's
spawning
a
a series
hero.
of 46 games, including Miss Pac-Man, and it was the most successful American arcade game of all time.
Pac's our hero.
He's also starred in 2 animated series, made crossover appearances in other games like Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, and Street Fighter X Tekken, and was the first video game character to be featured on
Street Fighter
non-gaming
X
merchandise. And of course,
Ah,
the
of
legendary
course.
one-hit wonder by Buckner and Garcia, Pac-Man Fever.
Butner wrote a song about Giant Bomb.
Number 3, World of Warcraft.
No.
Not prepared.
Are they just counting all these
Blizzard had already
games that have
introduced gamers
movies?
to the world of Azeroth with its beloved
Is that what
trilogy
it
of
is?
RTS games. But it was with their venture into the world of MMORPGs that Warcraft took over the world.
And has a movie.
I'm Chuck Norris, and I approve this game. World of Warcraft.
The game became an instant success, rendering other MMOs basically irrelevant for a number of years, reaching
They're
12
still
million subscribers
irrelevant.
at its peak in 2010. The game also really shows no signs of stopping, with 6 expansion packs being released so far and a continually dedicated player base.
We will never be slaves.
Dedicated, if you mean like 6 million people,
You may
that's
have also
kind of
seen it
dedicated.
featured on a certain episode of South Park, seen the big budget Hollywood movie, or heard about the battle cry of the Unprepared Guild.
For the
Stay with us
Horde.
now.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Zero Dragons.
Number 2, Pokemon.
Why is that number 2? How dare you?